Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been weeks since I posted. These last couple weeks hit me really hard. The death of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and Ahmaud Arbery, those really like struck me, and so it was just too much. Like, I just could not get myself up to get in front of the camera. But alas, here I am back at it again, trying to get back into the routine of things. Also, I had a birthday. I just turned 23 years old, so woo! Also, a lot of big things happening. I just finished my first year of teaching, and I just finished my first year of grad school, so whoop whoop. As you can tell by the title of this video, I'm getting plastic surgery, and I was really nervous to put this out because there's a huge stigma against it, but I just figured, like, if I want my platform to be what I'm pushing it to be, then I have to be honest, right? I'm not gonna be quiet about it. So without further ado, if you're interested, keep watching. Hello, editing Nahara from the future. I just wanted y'all to know that before we get into the video, I do see that my wig is lifting right there. Listen, I didn't feel like gluing it down, so you're gonna get what you get. Still cute though, still cute. Okay, before we get this video started, I would like to start off with a disclaimer that this isn't a video that is in no way encouraging body modification or plastic surgery. If you love the skin that you're in and you don't want to change it, don't change it. I, however, want to change mine, and I'm just going to be sharing why and what I'm going to be doing, okay? Okay. All right, so we're going to get straight into it. I didn't really know how I was going to go about this video because honestly, y'all, when I first decided that I was going to get plastic surgery, this was going to be very hush-hush. So the fact that I'm making an entire video about it and putting it on the interwebs of the world, I am shocked and appalled at myself, but I don't know. But so whatever, doesn't matter. We're here, and there's nothing that I can do about it now because it's been uploaded. So I just like wrote down some notes because, you know, people just have all these think pieces about plastic surgery, specifically Brazilian butt lifts, and people have like all these ideas, and they're just like completely wrong. There's a difference between being like having an opinion and then just like being wrong, right? And I think a lot of people are just wrong. So I decided to not only talk about what I'm going to be doing and why I'm doing it, but also like common misconceptions, right? So I made like some lists because we are organized, okay? So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the mental aspect of plastic surgery, right? So it's so common that you hear like, hey, like, don't get plastic surgery, you know, you need to love yourself, or she got plastic surgery because she has a low self-esteem or doesn't like herself or whatever. And for some people that might be the case, and like, so what, you know? No, you should like yourself, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if they decided to take that route, then that's their journey, and who are we to judge? Me, on the other hand, I've gone through ups and downs just like the next person regarding like my self-esteem and my journey to self-love and all of that, and I feel like I'm there, and if not there, like I'm pretty far out from where I started, and my self-love had nothing to do with my decision to get a Brazilian butt lift. First of all, let's backtrack. So for those of you who don't know, I am getting a Brazilian butt lift, okay? It's called a BBL for short. It is a fat transfer. It is where they take the fat pretty much from wherever out of your body, and they put it in your butt. So there's nothing foreign going in your body. There's nothing like, you know, silicone. It's not implants. They're literally taking the fat that your body has already produced, lipoing it out, and then putting it back into your butt. So it's a fat transfer. So back to the mental aspect of it. This journey has nothing to do with how much I love myself. I love myself a lot, probably too much sometimes. And I feel like that's a really big misconception. So we're gonna knock that out the park right here, okay? This has nothing to do with how I feel about me. Actually, it has everything to do with how I feel about me. And I like myself so much that I'm willing to go through this step to improve aspects of my body that I feel like I can't do otherwise, okay? So a lot of people recently, their ideas of like plastic surgery BBLs is that people get it because social media tells them to, and it's just hot right now. Where like that might be true, like just psychologically speaking, if you see a certain body type and you're scrolling on it every single day, like of course it's gonna influence you sometimes. But for me, that wasn't the case. I decided, and my closest friends have heard me bring this up so many times. I decided that I wanted a Brazilian butt lift back in 2018, 2 years ago. I was still in undergrad. Like, this is something that I've wanted, and I just didn't have the means to do it. I talked it out with my mom. I talked it out with like loved ones. I prayed about it, and like all things just lined up. So one thing about me is if I talk to my mama about it and she doesn't mind and she thinks it's okay, I don't care what anybody else got to say, okay? That's just how I ride, okay? Like, if my mom is okay with it, if I pray about it and I don't feel conviction from God, then like I'm good. I'm gonna go through with it. So yeah, like this has had nothing to do with like social media or influence. This is just something that I realized that I wanted for myself, and I now had the means to do it, so I'm doing it, okay? So that's another misconception that we can check off the list for me. Like, it has nothing to do with social media, okay? I think other components of plastic surgery people accept. Like, people are okay with boob jobs, and people are okay with nose jobs and fillers and all of that, but when it comes to BBLs, for whatever reason, people are like very like about it. I can't believe she's putting something in her butt. And I think it might be because people hear Brazilian butt lift and they think like backwoods, underground, you know, fix-a-flat. People have been putting fix-a-flat in their butts. Like, there's a distinct difference between like going to a professional board certified surgeon to get a procedure done and going to like somebody's basement and getting cement inserted into your butt. Does that make sense? So that might be the misconception. That might be why people are so like about Brazilian butt lifts. But I promise you, like, if you go to the right doctor, it is safe. At least like the doctor that I'm going to is safe. So that's that. I'm done with the mental aspect because like at the end of the day, an opinion is an opinion, and like just like I have the right to feel like it's okay, like you have the right to feel like plastic surgery is not okay, and that's fine. A lot of people feel like it's not, and you know, to each their own. So for me, I don't feel that way, and that's fine. Whatever, okay? So I'm done with the mental aspect. I feel like I don't have anything to prove to anyone. Like, this is something that I decided I wanted to do a long time ago, and I'm gonna do it. And so I'm gonna move on to the other misconceptions, which is like in the physical spectrum of Brazilian butt lifts, okay? So a lot of people say, well, why don't you just work out? Okay, I'm like, okay. So the misconception with that is that Brazilian butt lifts are weight loss surgeries. A Brazilian butt lift is not a weight loss surgery. If you go in big, you're gonna come out big, sometimes even bigger, because your body is going to retain a lot of the fluids from the surgery. Like, your body holds onto fluid in surgery anyway, but like with the Brazilian butt lift, because you're getting lipoed, you are going to retain some fluids, right? So you're probably gonna come out heavier than what you went in those first couple of weeks. So it's not a weight loss surgery. It is a reshaping of the body type surgery. And for me, like last year this time, I dropped 40 pounds in 3 months. That was like a really big deal for me, right? So losing that weight, I was like, dang, like I'm so proud of myself. I'm feeling myself. This is great. Wow, I did that, period. Boom, you did it, okay? I was loving it. But I still noticed that like I didn't have hips, and I was built like SpongeBob SquarePants. And again, if you are built like SpongeBob SquarePants and you like being built like SpongeBob SquarePants, then whatever floats your boat, sis. Like, who lives in a pineapple under the sea at this point, okay? Do what you gotta do. However, that is just not it for me, okay? I want curves. I want to have an hourglass shape. I've always wanted an hourglass shape from the time that I was younger, and I just didn't realize that like I could attain that like through surgery until like a few years ago. And I was like, oh, when I got the money, I'm gonna do that. So I lost the weight still. And I'll show like before and after pictures right here. So like you can see like my body was still very much so like up and down. But you know, hey, if that's what you like, that's what you like. I don't. So I'm gonna get it done. Okay, and then another comment is, why don't you just go to the gym and work out and, you know, do weights? Y'all, I work out 6 times a week. I do high intensity interval training like HIIT circuits, and I run every day. I rest on Sundays. I've been an athlete my entire life. I've been in the gym my entire life, so much so to the point I even had a personal trainer in high school. Like, I am an athlete through and through, or I was an athlete through and through. I work out through and through, and I'm very, very healthy. So again, this has nothing to do with being lazy or like, you know, not working out. Like, I work out probably more than like the average person. I think the average person works out, what, like 3 to 4 times a week? No, I'm like a 5 to 7 times a week type girl, and I do very intense workouts. So again, like, no amount of like squats or weightlifting or weight training is going to give me hips. That's just the truth of it all, and I made my peace with that. Y'all know how like some people, like, they lose a lot of weight, and underneath all the weight that they lose, they find out they have like beautiful curves and like hips but that wasn't me, okay? I lost the weight and I went from like a big square to like a smaller square, okay? So let's leave that out the window, okay? Working out does not always give you the shape that you think you deserve or that you want, okay? Some girls are born with the genetics that give them the curves and the hips and the dips and the butt and the but my genetics said rectangle, square, refrigerator, washing machine, kitchen appliance, okay? So we're not doing that anymore. I'm going to take what is already fire, okay? Because my body is still cute. Don't get it twisted. My body is still flames. I'm still serving looks from certain angles. However, comma, I want to be serving looks from all angles, okay? Bars. I want to be serving looks from all angles, okay? From this angle, from that angle, and from that angle. That's just what that is, okay? So moving on to the next misconception. Another misconception, like, about the physical aspect is that plastic surgery and Brazilian butt lifts are the easy way out. I can't really speak to other surgeons, but like, my surgeon specifically does not operate on women over a specific BMI. So a lot of people have to lose weight before they even get a Brazilian butt lift done, and then the recovery of a Brazilian butt lift is ridiculous. You can't sit or like lay on your back or sit on your butt for like, I think 6 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So that doesn't seem easier to me than eating right and working out. Like, it just does not. And I don't think anybody goes into the surgery thinking that it's easier than eating right and working out. A lot of girls that I've been talking to in my circle who are getting this procedure done, they work out a lot. And so again, it's not an easy way out. It's actually harder. It's a lot more money than like just eating right and working out. So again, not true. So yeah, just continuing the physical conversation, I really think that plastic surgery, at least for like people that are online, is a lose-lose, in that, you know, they get shamed for if they don't bring it up, and they're like, you're lying to people and forcing them into this expectation that women can attain that body, and you're lying to them, and blah 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 blah. And then if you do tell them, it's like you're trying to encourage women to change their bodies and attain it, you know what I mean? So like, it is a lose-lose situation. So that's why I just say do what you want to do, because it's a trap trying to please all these folks, okay? So yeah, I also want to talk about my health personally, okay? Because I'm talking about misconceptions, but I also want to talk about my personal decision and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Okay, so a lot of people don't know, but I got really ill, like very sick, a couple months back, before like the shelter in place and quarantining and COVID-19 happened. I got really sick for like 5 days. At first I thought it was a stomach bug, but I could not stand up straight for like 3 days after I found out that I was sick. And the doctor told me that I was most likely gonna have to have surgery, and it was all stress related, and they were assuming that it was an ulcer of some sort, right? And so I was like on a liquid diet for like 2 days. It was just a lot, and I didn't want to get surgery. I didn't want to be sick anymore. And honestly, like, I don't know if y'all have ever been so sick to the point you feel like you're going to lose your life, but that's how I felt. When you don't know like what's wrong with you specifically, and you're being told that you might have to get a surgery to get a part of your body removed, it's scary. It's really scary. So at that point, not only did that solidify that like I needed to chill out and like calm down and life is never that serious, but I also realized that I need to live life to the fullest and do what I want to do now, because we never know like when our time is up, you know what I'm saying? So I know that's like really deep, and some people might think, girl, like there's no correlation, but for me there was. I was literally in bed like, oh, like once I'm better, I'm not turning back. I'm gonna live life, you know? It's just really important to, I think, do what you want to do regardless of however people feel, regardless of what the ideology behind what you're doing is. As long as it's healthy and you're taking care of yourself and you're doing it in a way that's serving you, who cares like what everybody else has to say about it? So that is like how I want to kind of close out the health misconceptions. Like, I'm a healthy person, but I got really sick, and you know, I just am doing this because, you know, I want to live and be happy, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, oh well. So okay, and so I think that's all I wanted to cover. My surgery is happening a lot sooner than a lot of people know. I will not be disclosing when, because I feel like people be like wishing bad on you and stuff, and I need my surgery to go as smooth as possible. So I will be vlogging the entire experience from the flight to Miami. My doctor's in Miami, so I'll be vlogging everything from the flight to the procedure to the massages to everything. Oh, and then I'm gonna do a video like disclosing all the details of the surgery. I'm not really gonna do that yet. I just wanted to like be on everyone's radar, let you guys know that that's coming. And yeah, so new body, you know what I'm saying? I'm so excited. I just hope y'all are ready. That's all I'm gonna say. I just hope you're ready. Okay? But yeah, if you have any questions, or if you like want to know more, I don't mind like answering questions via like DM. If you like want to know like who my doctor is, what's going on, like I will answer that privately. I'm just not ready to put it on my channel just yet, until after the surgery and I'm healed up a little bit. So yeah, to the supporters and to my loved ones and friends, thank you for watching. I did reach 200 subscribers. I'm actually I think at 207, so awesome. Now we gotta get to 3 per, so I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna try to upload again weekly like I was doing before all of this craziness happened. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, at Naharasworld, 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 and then like this video, thumbs up, subscribe, all that. Comment down below your own like personal opinion regarding plastic surgery, because it doesn't have to align with mine. I love having like discourse about it. Like, talk to me. How do you feel about it? Are you for it? Are you against it? Why are you against it? Why are you for it? As long as we keep things respectful, I'm all for chatting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Catch me in a couple months with a new body, period. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Much love. See you later. Bye.